Hi, my name is Lynn. I am a legal intern at the Maryland Volunteer Lawyer Service. This summer, I have the opportunity to support a wide range of client needs at MVLS. Things like estate planning, name changes, expungement cases. Pretty much in every assignment, I was able to see legal work in action that isn't entirely just about forms and the law, and it just feels more so very client centered and like about the survival of the individuals that are being helped at MVLS. So for many of the clients, these legal needs to me don't feel like merely a very procedural in and out of the door kind of thing. They're often tied to like the identity of the individuals, their stability and their safety. Like for instance, I had the opportunity to draft name and gender change forms and petitions for clients that are wanting legal recognition of their identity. And for any number of these clients, that might be a essential step to feeling safer and more affirmed in their daily life. And even elsewhere, like in estate planning, it's been interesting to see clients have to deal with questions of preserving their legacy and how to better protect their loved ones and preserving that. And I would say that those are definitely not easy decisions to make, and that they're acts of reclamation and asserting their autonomy and creating more security for their own future and probably the future of their families as well. And another experience that I think stuck with me for sure also involved translating an intake form to be legible for Spanish speakers. And I think even then I realized like you just can't merely translate it directly. It still needs to be understandable. It still needs to feel human and be accessible to those people. And I think doing that reminded me that accessibility isn't entirely just about language and costs. It's about clarity and things being written in a way and conveyed in a way that is understandable and clear. And for lawyers to their clients, I think clarity in itself is like a form of respect. That's pretty important. And I guess lastly, this summer I also learned that this kind of work is pretty much highly intentional on every level. And like I said, it's like how from the way that we write, how we speak, and pretty much everything that we do as lawyers can bridge the gap between like the law and the people that it should be serving. And it's not only just about drafting or representation over simple common matters that may just feel procedural to some attorneys. It's about actively listening to a client's needs and wishes and goals and being able to translate them into viable legal terms, and then also being able to flip the terms back into something that a client can understand and feel more confident in. And so I think when it's done with care, like how it's been done at MVLS, I think this work makes people feel seen. And that's definitely something that I found to be very valuable and like a huge thing I've learned. And it just makes people feel like their needs matter. And I think that's when the law becomes something that it should be, like a tool for protection, empowerment, and just basically allowing clients to build a legacy on their own terms. Thanks.